Hi, hello everybody. Welcome back to THE Students Webinars. Today we are joined by Kaunas University of Technology, and they will be here to discuss really your pathway into a career in technology and how and why you should come and study in Lithuania, Europe, all of the benefits that can do for you, and well, very much more really. So we're here to answer all of your questions throughout today's webinar. We do have a Q&A box at the bottom of your screen just there, and we will get to those at the very end of the webinar. Today, your hosts, Sylvia and Inga, will be here to discuss all things Kaunas and any questions that you may have. So I'm going to hand you over to your hosts.
All right. So hello, everyone. Thank you for attending our webinar. And as it was already mentioned, please feel free to ask us questions. We will review them all at the end of the presentation. So first of all, we would like to start by introducing our city where we are located. So Kaunas is still considered among top 10 most cost-effective cities in Europe, meaning that for living here, you might be spending around 400 to 500 euros a month. And the city is considered as a city of students, sometimes even a capital of students. And that's basically because we're not the only university located here, and there are quite many students seeking for a higher degree, meaning that approximately every sixth habitant in the city is a student. And later, if you take a look, you will see that, first of all, we are like Kaunas, we are located quite in the center of Lithuania. But then if you take a look to the whole map of Europe, as a Lithuania, we're also located in the center of Europe. So naturally, that will take you like into any other country in Europe within like 2-3 hours by flight. And it's really easy to commute and travel, like to visit other countries around. As a country, we are quite small, so we are less than 3 million people living here, and we speak Lithuanian language, but Lithuanians are rather good like in English language, so I do assure you that here you will manage with English language only. We use euro as a currency, and we are also members of European Union and NATO, and we're also in Schengen area. Now a little bit about the university. I'll give the word to my colleague.
Thank you. So hello, everyone. So short about KTU. Our university was established in 1922. So it is one of the oldest universities in Lithuania. And today we are known as one of the best technology universities in Lithuania and in the Baltic states. Also, we are famous for our extensive links with business and industry, our joint project with large companies, our international corporations, and I think that what we are really proud of that is our we are proud of having our one of the highest employability rates of our graduates here in Lithuania. So anyone who is striving for knowledge that would answer the demands of our ever-changing world can join one of our study programs in our 9 faculties. So as you can see, we have study program in various fields, in physical sciences, technological sciences, arts and humanities study fields, and this synergy of different fields creates an atmosphere for our students to develop their competencies that would answer the demands of today's world. And yeah, we can go to the next slide. And here you can see the numbers of, you can see that our community is really large, and we have more than 8,000 students, and more than 1,000 of them are international students, which is more than 10%. And this number is constantly increasing.
Now, a little bit about the studies to introduce you with the programs as well. So first of all, we offer the best programs in English, and like for bachelors, you can choose from 22 programs here, while for masters, we have 28 programs in English, and we also have 20 programs in doctoral studies fully taught in English. We also have architecture 5 years integrated program, which will introduce a bit later maybe. And so basically here, like you start on a bachelor's degree level after your high school, and upon completion, you receive master's degree because you study for 5 years, and that's like you basically complete both degrees together. And now a little bit about the programs. So when it comes to the programs, as a technological university, we have many engineering programs. So here you could choose from aviation, civil, chemical engineering, electronic, mechanical, mechatronics, robotics, well, you basically name it. We also have architecture, as I've mentioned, 5 years, and also masters later I'll mention for 2 years. We have computer science, and Lithuania is really strong in this. So we're like definitely leading when preparing students for their career in the field. And we have social sciences here, like so programs as public governance and civil society, communication studies, new media, language, and business digitalization management. For master's degree programs, the programs, they follow more or less what we offer in bachelor's, so I will not name them all, but here, as I've mentioned, we have architecture for those who have bachelor's degree in architecture from abroad, let's say. We again have business, engineering sciences, like programs, and we have health sciences, but more like from the technical, like technological field, like side, like medical physics, medicinal chemistry. We also have technological sciences, humanities here again, and social sciences as well. Now, when it comes to the fees, the prices, they vary like from 2,700 to 3,500 euros per year for bachelor's degree programs. And it's important to note that the prices depend on the field you want to study. So social sciences, business, they are cheaper, while engineering, technological sciences are more expensive. And for master's degree programs, the prices vary from 4,000 euros to 6,000 euros per year. And here again, like the cheaper ones are like from business, social sciences, while the most expensive would be architecture here. And we do understand that money is an important topic to all of you. So talking about fees, we would also like to mention the scholarships that we have at our university, and students have a possibility applying for them. So first of all, we have full tuition fee waivers here. The best students, the highest GPA, and the best motivation for studies, they have a possibility on applying for full tuition fee waiver, meaning that your studies would be covered fully by the university. If your grades are above average and they're rather good, like you have a possibility on getting partial tuition fee waiver, meaning that your tuition fee could be reduced and you would be paying less. So we also have scholarships that you can apply during the studies at KTU. So for example, if your grades are high, you can apply for a talent scholarship and receive almost 300 euros a month scholarship. And also for some students, we have Lithuanian state-funded scholarships. So for example, if you're Lithuanian descendant or like have a European passport, you have a possibility to apply for that. And now we'll go to student life.
Okay, so 3 words that can describe our campus is green, safe, and central. Our campus is situated in the center of Kaunas, as Kaunas is in the center of Lithuania, so our campus is in the center of Kaunas. So everything is reached within the walking distance, shopping centers, restaurants, anything that is needed. And also nearby our campus, we have the park, one of the biggest, actually the biggest park in Kaunas, Ąžuolynas. So anyone who feels exhausted from studies can escape to nature just in 5 minutes or even less. So yeah, that's why it's green and safe. It's another thing that we are really proud of here, not only in Kaunas, in Lithuania, our students feel really safe. And in our campus, we have dormitories, 12, I think, and prices varies between 120 and 230 depending on the dormitory, because we have new dormitories and we have old ones, and also the price depends on the room type, so students can choose from single, double, or triple rooms. in dormitories where's Wi-Fi. Actually, in Lithuania, we have pretty good Wi-Fi, no complaints about that. And average cost of living is not that big in comparison with other European cities. So it starts from 350 and it can be up to 450 if student stays at dormitory. And in KTU, we have not only high quality study programs, but also other programs that help our students to develop their competences. And for example, one of them is KTU Gifted. It's the program that is for talented students who has good academic results. We can get a scholarship. Also, we can get mentors who help them to develop their abilities. K2 Guided is for all our students who feels that we need a little bit help. I will talk about it more later. K2 Wanted, it's a program that helps our students to focus on their studies and thinking about their future career. If they need consultation about career questions or we need help with their CV or something, they can get these consultations at K2. And also we can participate in events, they can get job or internship offers. K2 inspired anyone who likes art, who likes singing, who likes dancing, can join one of our 7 art societies. K2 activated for those who like sports. So I will talk about it more later. K2 United, we have 30 student organization here in K2. So if anyone is feeling that he wants to improve his social abilities, can or participate in events, organize events, can join one of our student organizations. And K2 discovered our students have a chance to travel, and we can go to the next slide, and we have more than 350 agreements with higher education institutions in all over the world. So students can participate in various programs and go for exchange in European universities with Erasmus Plus program or our universities in the world. And any student can choose exchange for studies or for internship. And as I already mentioned, we have K2 program and K2 activated. And in the campus, we have a gym, and students can go to a gym free of charge. And also we have various activities, and students can choose one of them. For example, like Pilates, body design on any of these programs. And also in campus, we have 12 sport bases. Yep. And so anyone who is interested in basketball, football, volleyball can join one of our sport teams. And yeah, and everything for our students is absolutely free of charge. And Study at K2 Ambassador is the program we are really proud of. And actually, we have one of our ambassadors today. She will talk about her experiences, Maria Alejandra from Nicaragua. Yeah, and she will talk more about her experiences later. But a little bit more about this program, Study at K2 Ambassador. So ambassadors, a group of outstanding students, as you can see from the slide, and these students were selected to represent K2 to our prospective students, their families, and our community. These students organize events, they talk about their experiences and answer the questions of our prospective students. Me and Sylvia, we can talk to you about the application procedures, but if the student or prospective student wants information from the first hand, wants to hear the experiences of the fellow students who came through the same academic application procedures, who can talk about the life, how we feel in Kaunas, how we feel at KTU, what we like and what we do not like. We can contact one of our ambassadors. We can find their contacts in our website, and I'm sure that the prospective student can, or his family member, can get the information from that first hand, and also I think maybe in the future a friend as well. And mentorship programs. K2, it's our K2 guided program. I already mentioned it in the beginning. So everyone of our students can get a mentor if he feels that he needs some help with studies, if he feels lost, a little bit lost at university. Once he's a student, he can apply for our academic system. He can book a mentor, and it can be mentors, it can be research mentors, tutors, career-related mentor, any of this, and he can get help if he feels that he needs some. And as you can mention, K2 is very alive university. I can say that our campus never sleeps. Every day something is happening here. We have many student organizations, we have many events, like every day something is happening on our campus. And even though the campus is in the center of the city and you can find everything nearby, also in the campus you can find many things, many interesting things as well. Thank you.
All right, and let's move to most probably one of the most important parts. So the admission requirements if you wish to become a member of our university's community. So if you're coming here for bachelor's degree studies, the most important is that we'll check, first of all, is your high school diploma, and the GPA should be 60% or higher. And then we do have this rule that we check students considered to be 3 years after high school graduation are eligible. But I would have to mention that we do have a lot of exceptions for this rule. So we're not that strict on the 3 years gap. For example, if you have done any activity after the school, even if you decided to gain some work experience after that, we will review your application and we will evaluate whether we can proceed with the admission with your documents that you gained some years ago, if it's more than 3 years. So we are trying to be flexible on this rule, I would say. Then we also have entry subjects for all our programs. Where we check them, and they should be also 60% or higher. So just to give an example to understand better, so for example, if you're applying to one of the engineering programs, your first entry subject would be math, and we would check the subject from your final grades. And the second could be physics, chemistry, biology. So one of those subjects should be also 60% or higher. Now, when it comes to English language level, for bachelor's degree candidates, we require them to have B2 level in English. And if you have a certificate, so if it's IELTS, it could be 5.5 or TOEFL 75 or higher. However, we do have our English test prepared, which you can take free of charge. And if you pass it, you would not have to provide any official certificate. And also, if your previous studies were in medium of instruction was English, we do not require any certificate as well. Now, when it comes to master's degree programs, here again, we do require 60% or higher from your bachelor's degree studies. However, the field should be relevant to the one that you chose to study at KTU as well. So, for example, if you wish to study one of the engineering programs, your program that you finished in another country should be also related to engineering, or you should have a certain amount of credits in engineering field. Then as a candidate, you would be required to pass motivation interview with the faculty, where you would have an opportunity to introduce yourself, tell about your projects that you wish to work during your master's studies. So that's, I would say, good opportunity for both, for university to know you as a candidate, and for you as well to have a better idea about the studies and how everything works. And here again, we do require English language level, so here should be C1 if you have IELTS or TOEFL. So again, it could be 6.0 or 85 or higher. And we have the same rule as I've mentioned for the bachelor's. If your previous studies were in English, we would not require the certificate. And if you want to apply to our university, it's actually quite easy. So you simply have to register through our admission portal, apply.ktu.edu. There you will complete registration, where you'll be asked to provide your personal data and then your information about your qualification. And once we see the application there, we will contact you for the further process. So if you still have questions and doubts why you should choose KTU, we've got some quite good reasons for you. So first of all, we do guarantee that you'll have a great experience here. You will have individually fine-tuned study plan for the best experience of your studies here, and to ensure that you will take the best out of the studies here. Your diploma will be globally recognized, and we're also as my colleague mentioned, we are leaders not only in Lithuania, but also in the Baltic states. And we're the leaders, especially in the engineering technical fields. And our students are really well valued by the employers here in the country. And you would be studying in the bilingual campus, where, as I've mentioned, you would not struggle if you knew only English language here. And upon completion, or even during the studies, you will have a possibility to do the best internships and the best companies. Our students, they did internships, they even worked in companies like NASA, like Tesla and Google, and so on. And if you still have some doubts and would like to get to know a little bit better, or more about studies, or just Lithuania, let's say, so feel free to contact us. You can reach us online through mail, international@ktu.lt. If you prefer social media, we're there as well. So we are on Facebook, KTU International Students, or Instagram at KTU International. And as my colleague mentioned before, we have this Study at KTU program where you can reach our students who are willing to share their experience. So feel free to do that. And thank you for coming here. We will answer to your questions shortly.
Great, thank you so much for your webinar, guys. We do have some questions here, so let me get started. Okay, so I think someone is asking, for the admission process, do I need any particular document? I think we've covered it.
Yeah, just shortly to make sure that it's clear. So as a state university, we do not have specific requirements as our university. I would say it's just we work on the local requirements, meaning that we need the same documents you would be submitting in your home country for the further education. So let's say if you're following American curriculum, you would be required to submit SAT or AP examination results in addition to your high school diploma. If it's just local curricula, then again, it's based on the country's requirement. And that's it. If we notice that there's anything missing, we will, once we review your application, we will contact you and we'll ask you to provide that document.
Right, and is there any admission fees?
We do have 100 euros application fee. However, basically the application fee can be charged later. So if you have doubts that something is missing, you might not meet the requirements or something, just submit your application, contact us, and we'll review it beforehand.
Perfect. There is a question about courses. Do you offer any AI focused courses?
We have artificial intelligence program at our university, and also we have informatics. So those two would be the closest ones.
Perfect. And how affordable is Lithuania? I think you mentioned that previously.
So I'll give a word to my colleague, maybe.
Okay, so as I said, student can live 350 or 450 with you per month. So actually I think it's quite affordable, and the dormitory starts from 120. So yeah.
Also, I believe that Maria Alejandra will share a bit later about her experience here as a student. So just wait for a few minutes to hear like more about it as well.
Sure, that would be perfect. Can I work there and do I need a work visa?
So here, like once you have residence permit, which you can have basically 2-3 months after your arrival to Lithuania, you will have residence permit based on your student status, but with that, you're allowed to work even full time. So as long as you manage your studies and work, you're free to do that. And also like after the graduation, you will receive like a residence permit for your stay in the country, which is for more than a year to look for a job like full-time or continue your studies.
So how long can I stay in Europe after my studies finish?
So just basically like it happened that I mentioned, at first students are given like 6 months after the graduation, and then they can extend it for another year. So, well, it is more than a year in total.
Okay, perfect. Will you get any career advice?
Inga, would you like to add here?
Yeah, they have a program. Sylvia, remind me the name. K2.
Oh, like the wanted?
Yeah, K2 Wanted. That's the name of the program. K2 Wanted. So in university, students can find like fairs. They can meet the companies which offer jobs for not only for students but like for graduates as well. And also we have a career center here in the university, and if students have questions concerning their future career, they can contact and we will get an advice.
Okay, and do you offer any internships alongside studies?
So for bachelor students, they do have to complete internships during their studies. And well, they're always encouraged to take a part in internships, like not only in Lithuania, but abroad as well, because they can do that under Erasmus program. So while choosing Erasmus program, they first of all, they do internship abroad and also receive a scholarship. So that's, I would say, even better, like, you know, for a different experience, learning practices from abroad as well. But like also in Lithuania, like companies are willing to take for like internships here. Even at our office, we always have some interns. Maria Alejandra was one of them last year. So yeah, definitely there are always possibilities for internships.
Great, and I think we have a question about applications. So are there any ways to stand out from the crowd in applications? Do I need any work experience to help support?
So, well, it really depends whether you're applying for bachelor's or master's. When it comes to bachelor's, I would say just be yourself, like, you know, show what you're good at. Like, you most probably will be invited for a motivation interview. So think well about your hobbies, about things you do, like you enjoy. If you have any additional certificates for your activities, do submit them, because that does show about you as a person and like as a candidate as well. When it comes to masters, definitely work experience is a big plus, especially if it's related to a field you're applying for. Do pay attention to motivation letter, because we do check them carefully, and that gives us the first image of you as a candidate. And if you have any additional certificates, especially projects that you worked on, research activities, pay attention to that and submit them all, because that could be a big plus for your application.
Perfect. And can I join any student clubs?
Definitely. Inga?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone is free to join any of our student organization or art societies.
Okay, and lastly, do I get any help with finding accommodation?
So first of all, we want to make sure that all students are given of the same possibilities to book a dormitory in the campus. So we do send, like, all students have a possibility to reserve a room through the our portal, and the links for reservation are being sent only after all students are applications are finalized and all of them are like ready to arrive to Lithuania. So all of them can reserve a place in the dormitory at the same time. And however, like if that would happen, that you would not get a place in the dormitory, which is a very rare case, I would say, We still help students to find place in like private accommodation in case there's like any, I don't know, need for a translator to Lithuanian, if like, let's say landlords, like could be like some elder people, like we would still help with that as well. We also have some partnerships with private companies where they rent like private dormitories or apartments. So we do help and support students in any way we can.
Okay, perfect. That sounds great. I'm not sure is Maria gonna give us her insights now?
Hello. Yes, completely actually. First, just a little introduction over here from my side. I'm Alejandra Gutierrez. I'm currently studying on my third year for integrated architecture course, which, as my colleague mentioned, already is 5 years, and then I'll finish with my master degree, which is quite a plus, I will say. I really enjoy it, but it's quite a demanding course. So if anybody interested on integrated architecture, just know it's a very beautiful course, just of course time dedicated. About my experience, I think I'll start maybe adding a few details on the questions here that my colleagues also answered. For example, I'm asking how affordable is Lithuania? From my point of view as a student, I live in a dormitory. It's very affordable. I pay 130 for my room, and I have a double room. It's quite big, and I also have a private bathroom that I only share with one neighbor because he's only single room. So it's like very private in this sense. We do share a kitchen. It's quite comfortable. Of course, you have to, tend to your own stuff, keep everything neat and clean. In terms of traveling, it's very, very affordable. You have everything very accessible from the dormitories and the KTU campus. Everything is between 15 to 30 minutes reach if you want to go farther to the city center, to the museums, to everywhere else. It's very close. And when it comes to the buses, if you have your student car, you pay like very minimum to about 50 cents, basically. So there's no problem about transportation. The train is also very accessible from the KTU campus. You can go anywhere else in Lithuania and to other countries as well nearby. So it's very, very reachable. And in terms of economy, you have to eat, you have to hang out as well. You have to have some leisure time. It's very simple, to be honest. Groceries and all, it can be very affordable. Vegetables are everywhere. Food is really reachable. So you don't have to think about spending thousands or like hundreds. It's very, very, very easy. And anywhere nearby the KTU, you will have also stores nearby. And even the KTU faculties, they also have cafeterias in them, most of them. So you don't have to worry about most of the things. So it's quite nice in that sense. I see also like somebody asked if you can work. Yes, definitely you can. Me being part of the integrated course is quite time demanding, as I mentioned. And unless you can manage your time in your studies, yes, you can definitely work. You will have time in your evenings and times on your weekends. So if that's what you wish to do, you definitely can, either a part-time job or a full-time job. It's very easy to find jobs. If it comes like, for example, you want to help on a coffee shop or in a restaurant, you're always welcome to do so. Similarly, depending on how you perform with your studies, I think this will add up to if you will ever get a career advice, of course. If you perform really well within your studies and your professors see that you have some, how can I say, something to develop further, or you have something important that they like, they can tell you or include you in one of the projects as well and recommend you to certain companies. So as well, even the teachers will see how promising you are in your studies, how competent you are, and they will also recommend for you the best pathway that you can choose and follow. So you should not worry about not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do. The teachers, if they see your dedication, they will help you out as much as possible. And not only your teachers, your colleagues as well will help you out. In terms of internship, I did, as my colleague mentioned, I was there during the summer. I did an internship at the office. I was working with them like a full time, basically, all summer. And it was really beautiful, really nice to work with them. And now actually on this semester, I was required by my course to also do my internship for studies. And thankfully, actually, one of my colleagues found a nice architectural firm studio, and she recommended me to, and now I joined them too. And it's actually a Lithuania studio, so it's really interesting that I wasn't only advised to go to an international studio, but also the national studio welcomes you, and they are actually really intrigued to see your work, and they help you out if you cannot do one thing. So anything is possible. You just have to show, the interest and the willing to do so. Regarding further experiences, KTU offers everything from the student clubs. You can join most of them. If you are a very sporty person, you can join any type of sports. Every year, they usually do also competitions if you like to be part of them. You can also go to the gym any possible time. To my point of view, I also joined the Erasmus network, which is basically a very good platform if you're an international student, where you can actually meet not only people from the university, but from different universities abroad and within the country. So it's quite a nice national platform and international platform where you can, create connections and also expand a little bit of your knowledge and participate on the trips that are happening abroad or even in the country to get to know a little bit where you are. If you like to explore, this is a very nice platform where you can start off. Also, being part of ambassadors, it kind of opens, possibilities because we get to interact with more students anywhere, to share experiences like I'm doing right now. Okay, a little bit further from that now, a little bit more story orientated. About my studies in general, it's very nice. The student plan, you always get asked more or less what is your pathway to study. They give you like the subject you should take, and usually every semester you're also allowed to choose an elective of your choice. So you have like 3 obligatory courses and then an extra of your choice. How do you like to spend that, the specific credits? And you interact as well with Lithuanians and non-Lithuanians at the same time. So you have a little bit of mixed courses, so you're not only enclosed to the international bubble, but also to the nationals. And that's a very nice thing. So the only thing, of course, is like, it can feel like your colleagues are a little bit cool or not. No, that's just Lithuanian culture. Of course, they're a little bit shy at the start. It takes some time for them to warm up, but once they get to know you, there's nothing to worry about. They're very nice and sweet people. Now, studies as well, if you ever feel like you need an extra help or that you do not understand something, all the teachers are willing to help. There's nothing that will, go unnoticed. Teachers will help you as much as you're willing to ask. So there's no room to be shy. They always will interact and similar with your colleagues. Something else to know. What else can I say? Any other further questions here, my colleagues, please?
Yeah, actually,
Okay,
we have a few questions, and they were given they're asking you.
Okay.
Maybe I can read it then and make it easier. All right. Should I read them?
Yeah, sure. Please go on.
All right. So Carmen is asking whether you found it difficult to meet new friends and find a community.
Oh, okay. On that, well, it was not difficult, to be honest. Not at all. I think from the very first day I came here, I started meeting people, and people really like to know who is new. They always like to, check, oh my God, who's the new person here? And they will immediately try to include you, invite you everywhere. So even in the faculty, once you get to classes, they will always ask you like, okay, where are you from? Be intrigued about you, about your culture, and all the things you can do. So
all right. And how often are your classes? Are they hybrid?
Okay, how often are my classes? Well, that depends, I think, on the semesters. Like the first years obviously are a little bit more demanding. So every day you will have at least 2 to 3 subjects. Usually the schedule is from 9 a.m. up to 5 p.m. So they're quite constant. Nevertheless, the further you go in your studies, of course, the more flexible they become. So sometimes you will have some free days, sometimes you will not. So it's really depending on the course, of course, and how demanding they are.
All right. And someone is asking if they need to know any Lithuanian.
Do I need any Lithuanian? Well, that's completely up to you. So far, I don't speak Lithuanian myself. I can barely understand the very basic things and speak the very basic things. It's not necessarily, but if you would really like to learn and you can learn it, it's definitely a plus. You will feel more understanding the context where you are. And of course, Lithuanians, they love when you learn Lithuanian. There's nothing better than having an international person coming to your country and learning about your culture. So that's definitely a plus.
Definitely, as a Lithuanian, I agree. Like once we hear a foreigner speaking Lithuanian, we just fell in love like with that person. Because there are like almost like about 4 million speakers in the world who know Lithuanian. So it's really rare to find a foreigner who knows our language. So once we hear it, like, we don't care if there are mistakes. It's enough that you try.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, amazing. Thank you guys so much. I will try and learn some Lithuanian for next time. That would be great. But listen, thank you so much for your presentation. Thank you, Maria, for all of your answers to the questions and just being here today. All of those who have registered and are watching on the demand option, we will be in touch very soon to reach out to you, and the video will be online by tomorrow. Any other questions, please send them through and we will forward them over to Kaunas University and they will get back to you as soon as possible. Any last words, Sylvia, Maria, Inga?
So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for giving us the questions, and we would love to see you here in Lithuania at Kaunas University of Technology.
Oh, I have one more thing to add. Like my colleague said here, there's the Unibody platform. I'll say, please use it. It will be really great for you to also meet different people from your different careers if you're looking for it, depending on what you want to study. So do try to join that, and you can select which ambassador you wish to talk to about more experiences for them in your courses, the country, and also like if they're from your similar country, you can talk to them to see as well like how they struggled to come here, if they had any struggles, what was it for, and how can you avoid them, and also like how did they adapt. So do not miss that out. And also some of the students also share some experiences over there as a form of blog where you can read and you can see pictures, so please try to do so. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for everything, and thank you for watching and your questions. We will see you very soon. All right, everybody, have a good evening or day wherever you are. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.